What's up, fam? What's going on? What's going on? It's the homie. Just want to drop through for a quick word, man. Just for a quick word. Want to talk about Gary Russell Jr. real quick, man, and listen to the story that he had to tell. I even put the video on the channel or whatnot, man. Just listen to the story that he had to tell. And interesting, interesting. I hope my man Gary get that fight, man. I'm rooting for him to get that fight. Hope he get the bag. I'm rooting for him to get it. Good for him. But I will say this. Every time Gary calls out Terrence Crawford, and when Gary says stuff like, I told Al to reach out over there. He said this on now more than one occasion. He says that he had Al reach out across the street twice. And it seemed like to me that they did that quick, fast, and in a hurry. No time for them to see what's up with Gary going across the street. And the more that Gary talks about this and he says he wants to go all the way up to 147 to face my man Bud, the more I think about how Leo Santa Cruz was right there and PBC couldn't make it happen. The more I think how PBC couldn't do much for Gary Russell Jr. at 126. And I say to myself, damn. It's gotten so bad for my man Gary in PBC that they couldn't do anything for him. That they gotta try to send him across the street. When they wasn't willing to send Danny, when they wasn't willing to send Ugas, but they gonna send little Gary. I don't understand that. They not even consider. They couldn't even send him across the street to face Shakur. At least that's down in his weight class. But they make the phone call quick, fast, and in a hurry for Gary. That's funny, bro. That's funny. What's up, fam? What's going on? Muhammad Ali, Cardi, what's going on? Salute to the fam, man. Salute to the fam. What's up with you? Just dropping in real quick, man, for a quick word. I'm just kind of wondering this, you know what I mean? Like, they make that phone call so fast, bro. Like, but that fast. Why can't anybody else? I mean, realistically, of course. Not faking. Not say like what Keith Thurman is doing. Not faking. I mean, realistically. Keith want $10 million without a promoter. Never heard anything like that in my life. Keith knows that Bud fights on ESPN. Crossing the street is pretty much not an option for Bud. It has to normally be a co-promotion where two sides has to come together. And Keith knows this. Keith knows that Bob Arum is not going to pull $20+ million out of his ass. Keith knows that he needs a promoter to ask for that kind of money. Keith says he's a free agent, which means that no one's sitting at the negotiating table saying how much money can be on the table. I look at Kel and I see Eddie Hearn saying, oh, I'll go try to help Top Rank find some money. So if Kel Brook does get a good number, he has a promoter. He got somebody willing to sit down that say, hey, I see how much dollars we got, man. It don't work like that on this level, Keith. This ain't no Friday night fights. You can't just say, where the money? Where your promoter? Where your money? Who you backing you, cuz? You want 10? All right, Bud want 12. Bob said he gonna put up 13. Who putting up something so we can make this joint happen? Because guess what, Keith? Fox gonna want in too, homeboy. They not sending you to ESPN unless they willing to do that. Then if they're willing to do that, that's still not really realistic in a pandemic. You asking one side to pony up $20+ million. Never heard that without a promoter. Gary's case, fam. I'm just like, dog. Why is it Gary, in his case, for example, he doesn't even have a promoter. Gary, don't you not understand that when PBC, the way they send people across the street so fast is under two circumstances. A, They can't figure out how to pay or get you no fights, and they can't really do much for you, so they're looking for someone else to pay for you. That's either for that, or they just honestly don't see no more value in you. It's like when they ask, say, Sean Porter. It's like Kenny Porter say, yeah, Sean can go across the street now after he lost his WBC belt. Yeah, we got the call, we can go now. Like Collazo could have went. Like Josecito Lopez could have went. Now you can go, Gary. Gary, demand your respect, homeboy. 5+ year reigning champion. If they want you to cross the street, then ask them with your promoter. Who gonna promote me? Who backing me on this? Because when Manny fights, here's a trick, fight fans. When Manny Pacquiao fights, who promotes Manny Pacquiao to get 20 million? His name is Floyd Mayweather. Facts. You notice his Manny been over there with PBC. Floyd has been promoting all his fights. Have you peeping that? That's how Manny is able to come up with $20 million. He got a promoter. Keith ain't got no promoter. Gary ain't got no promoter. Send him across the street and find a bag, $25+ million. Kell Brook has a promoter. Cool. I'm just going to wonder if PBC sends Gary across the street. I'm going to wonder why anybody else could have crossed that street. Why is it? Why does Gary got to go out here to find this fight on his own? On his own, not PBC. Take him out. All of this talk we talking about Gary and all that. This is something Gary did. PBC ain't do this for him. He did this on his own. It took Gary to kick up dust on his own to go and find a Crawford. And it's the only, we all got it, we putting attention on it because it's like, damn, a featherweight versus a welterweight. So we paying attention, right? But this is him doing it on his own. PBC ain't doing nothing. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's really sad that Gary got to go do this, man. For real. What's up, fam? What's going on, man? What's going on, man? Oh, sorry, fam. Hold on. Man, it's kind of sad, you ask me. Gary is all capped, my man. I don't know for Ben. I don't know if he all capped, man. I think he just frustrated, man. You know how it is when you ain't seen a meal in months, bro. You starving, you hungry. Everything looking good to you right now. And that's what Gary at. I'm going to tell you what I want Gary to do if it was my first choice. The proper thing for Gary to do, in my opinion, would be to go to 135 pounds. Enter into the WBC rankings at 135. That's what you do. Because he's the WBC champion, long reigning champion. He ain't got no franchise, but he been down there for a long time, right? Well, when he go to 35, what they putting him at? Top 5? Devin Haney right there. You dig? Tank is in that division. Lomachenko is in that division. That's where you want to finish at no matter what, Gary. So go now. That's what Gary need to do. That's what I would like to see him do. Go to 35 and wreck shop. Make all of them spread like ants. You know what I'm saying? Like make them all just like, oh, get out the way. Watch you see them dropping out of the rankings one by one. Ryan Garcia is gone. There's Tank Davis. He's gone. There's Teofimo. He's out of here. Lomachenko is going down in weight. Watch. You're going to see them parting like the Red Sea. Go to 35, Gary, and do your thing up there, champ. That's where all your side of the street is chilling at. That's what I like to see. But if he gets the turns fight, I'm down for it. You know what I mean? Real spirit. What's up, Lawrence? What's good with you, family? What's good with you, man? Just cooling, man. Just talking this quick word, man. You already know. Gary, let me tell y'all a story from 01, Russell Jr. Hey, he ginning up a fight. This is the most time we've talked about Gary in boxing in how long? During a pandemic. And he had to go out here and do this on his own. At the very least, and this is what I don't get from fight fans, who even people who are against this, at the very least, you got to understand something. One of the things that Gary has been suffering from is a lack of high profile fights. So for him to kick up and gin up this noise right now, champ, during a pandemic when it's easily to forget about a Gary Russell Jr., well, he's keeping himself front and center, whether you agree with this or not. So from a boxing standpoint of just keeping yourself relevant, salute to Gary just for that. Because guess what? Y'all loving this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all loving it. What's up, Silver Salomo? I'm cooling, fam. I'm cool. You already know. Hold on, fam. I thought my man had a blue suit. Oh, man. Bro, I swear this YouTube thing be on its own, doing its own, taking away my blue suits. All right, there we go. 4 Yes, sir. Yeah, man. True Gary making himself be known. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Adrian. You know what I'm saying? He's just making himself be known. And I can't knock him for it, fam. And I don't think nobody else should, especially since he's been a duck fighter. But the more he does this, the more he makes PBC look bad. How they could not secure a Leo Santa Cruz fight. How this man was right there with his arch nemesis on the same side of the street. And they took the two fighters that he wanted to fight the most, put them in a fight together and left him in the cold. Now he out here calling out Terrence Crawford. It makes PBC look bad. That's what people don't seem to get. See, this is what people need to understand too. And I try to get this in the last video. Terrence got an escape hatch. All of the criticism that everybody on here is criticizing him for, Terrence Crawford has an escape route. He actually does. He has one door that he can walk out. No one will criticize him. He'll get total respect. As a matter of fact, his statue will rise. And that is Patrick Teixeira, the 154 WBO champion. Regardless if you can say he's weak or this, no one should be able to argue Terrence Crawford going up in weight to face a champion and securing his pound-for-pound legacy. No one will argue about that. That is what I like to call the escape hatch. He can pull that card at any time. Bomac and them already said that's who they were talking to. People forgot all about that article. People always forgot about this is the fight that Bob technically always wanted and how easy peasy it can get done. That's the escape route. That's the emergency cord. That's the rip cord right there. And guess what? Nobody won't be able to say a word. If Terrence went up and stopped the 154-pound champion, who would say what? Oh, we forgot about that option, man. But we want to see Keith Thurman. To tell Keith Thurman to get a promoter. Simple. Earl got one. Danny got one. You know what I mean? Whenever Al is ready to do a fight with these cats, he finds them a promoter and say, okay, which one of y'all cats that I'm going to sign? All right, Mayweather, you got those fights over there. You know what I'm saying? You take those over there. He got an army of promoters. And until they get assigned a promoter, ain't nobody talking about nothing. That's the facts. Unless you want Bob to just pay the whole bill. We know how this go at this level. And Keith know. You know what I mean? Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody. Breeze, what's up with you, man? What's up, man? 702 in the crib. What's up, Alec Cartier in the building? What's up, homie? What's going on with you? What's going on? Crawford should look for the 154 WBO, then Charlo for undisputed. I couldn't have said it no better. Perfect. Nobody will have an argument. That's the perfect escape hatch at the end of the day. If none of this crap work out, Kell Brook, Manny Pacquiao, whoever, I'm gonna be honest with you, Manny Pacquiao was the most far off one, if you ask me. Sorry about that. Manny Pacquiao was the least one I thought was gonna happen. But at the end of the day, if none of those work out, you always got Teixeira, and he down. 410 in the building. What's up, man? I got Merlin in the building. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Charlo, WBC, WBA, IBF versus Crawford, WBO on pay-per-view and Canada. I don't know if now it's a possibility. I mean, don't get me wrong. That'd be a possibility if Crawford was to do it. It's just, it'll give him an option. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he stays at 54. If he goes up there and he fights Teixeira, and I got Crawford, I favor Crawford over Teixeira. But if he goes up there and beats Teixeira, bro, that'd be something to see. That'd be risky, though, bro. I tell you that. That'd be very, very risky. You think Bob Arum will risk that for the Earl Spence Jr. fight? I'm going to keep it 100. I think he might got to. If he wants some respect in that negotiation table, if you want Earl to come around to anything close to 50-50, bro, go up there and get that 4th weight class title and bring that to the bargaining table. But then again, going up and then coming down in weight, never suggested, man. Never suggested. I don't know, man. I don't know. 154 Teixeira. You think Teixeira is the best way to go to, Breeze? Damn, everybody thinking Teixeira is the way to go. I think Teixeira might be the way to go if we don't get this Kell Brook situation. I think that makes sense too. I want to see Gary go to 35, and if we can't get Kell Brook versus my man Terrence Crawford, then let's bring on Patrick Teixeira. He went through all the names. He heard all the calls. He heard what everybody's saying. Then at this point, it's time to make a decision. And then I think given it everything that's going on, unless we talking about crowds coming back, and Keith can get that 10 million, and him finding a promoter, and he want to get that 10 million. Other than that, bring on Patrick Teixeira, man. It's nothing more. It's nothing more. Grab the strap, Bud Crawford. I mean, who's going to deny a 4 division champion? How is anyone going to argue pound for pound being a 4 division champion? And on top of that, and we're going to talk about this coming Thursday on We Talking Boxing, pound for pound supremacy between Lomachenko and Terrence Crawford in the aftermath of their next fight. So we're going to talk about that. But stylistically, if he goes up there and he stops the guy at 154, that speaks volumes in the pound for pound conversation. If he goes up there and stops a 154-pound champion, there is no denying that my man Terrence Crawford would be the pound for pound king, without a doubt. No one would even have that discussion. And ain't nobody even talking. We talking 50-50 or nothing from that point all day. Technically, we should be talking it now, but that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Earl going for Canelo in 21. Canelo looking for a way out in boxing. Yeah, Canelo out here, man. They say Canelo ain't trying to fight unless he get his money. Can't blame him. You sign on the dotted line. It is what it is. The zone got a lot to ask for now. But the only thing is that, like I told y'all in the video, I mean, $35 million, you know, in a pandemic, you telling me my man can't fight for 25? He can't fight for 26 to get a good name? That is the things I got problems believing with. I don't know. There's been some talk about the zone wanting him to cut over half of his purse, taking it down to now 15ish, then to the 15 to the 20 range. It's not still the worst thing in the world, bro. And that's just what I see. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody tell your ass to go over there on the app. You don't want to bet on yourself, bro. He could have been moving pay-per-view units. Instead, now he's out the pay-per-view game. It's a set fee for your man. Should have kept his ass on the app and betted on himself, man. I mean, kept his ass on pay-per-view and betted on himself. You know what I mean? Canelo want a few more hard fights. Yeah, he might want to. I mean, I don't know what Canelo wants to do, bro. All I know is with Canelo is he's in a situation where he's in a standoff now with the zone, and they have to sign off on all his fights. I mean, him taking pay cuts was not in the deal, and maybe he does got a way out from there. But people think that if he leaves out of there, where did he go? I mean, everybody will be trying to get him. You know what I mean? I think he should just be a free agent, if you ask me. Should be smart. See, that's the problem with Canelo, man. He don't like to bet on himself, bro. Bet on yourself. Be a free agent. If you get out of that DAZN situation, which is still a good deal if they fulfilled it, $365 million. But if you got out of there, bro, bet on yourself. Be a free agent. You know what I mean? You make them all bid against you. That's how you're supposed to carry it when you the cash cow. You don't lock yourself into anything. It's unless they talking huge guaranteed numbers like he got with the DAZN deal, which was a damn good deal. But at the end of the day, if things are falling apart financially, bet on yourself. You know what I mean? Let's see how far that gets you. Now you gonna have to take some competition. That's the problem. You ain't gonna be able to sit on the network and let them feed you bums for $35 million. No, you gonna have to actually bet on yourself and face good competition to move them units. Let's see Canelo do something like that. I love to see that. Where's Jared Hurd? Got the WBO shouted. Yeah, what my man Jared? He be back. I ain't been seeing PBC push him. That's another dude I said I ain't seen no fight date announced in their fall schedule or winter schedule and all of their hundreds of pay-per-views. I don't know. I didn't see Jared Hurd's name nowhere. Hopefully he gets on one of these undercards, man. I don't know. Maybe the Earl and Danny undercard, or maybe he can get on the Fury and Wilder undercard, whatever. Maybe my man Jared Hurd can land on the undercard and we'll be back cool, you know. But I hope he comes back. Last I checked on Jared, still training, still getting down with his new coach, you know, learning the ropes with his new coach. But I didn't hear anything about a fight date, though. I hope we do get a fight date with my man Jared Hurd, man. He need to get back into the mix, man, because Charlo out here feeling himself. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I still want to see that fight. Charlo can still get that work from my main man Hurd. It ain't changed. Charlo out here acting like a little emotional little girl. You know what I mean? Like, just straight up emotional, dog. Hey, son, hey, he keep loafing, he gonna get knocked out. I'm telling y'all straight like this, dog. Charlo's emotion ain't changed, cousin. It ain't changed. It's gonna get him knocked out, bro. He keep loafing. He keep going around here acting all emotional. I told y'all before, Charlo is that dude where you can put him in a dark room, have a flashlight in your hand, and put the flashlight on the wall, and Charlo gonna chase that flashlight all over the damn wall, bro. Charlo need to cut it, man. That emotional shit, man. He's gonna get him knocked out, bro. And he go in there low. I'm gonna do the breakdown between him and Rosario. I got that coming up, man. We're gonna talk about that on We Talking Boxing, also Thursday night. So we're gonna break that fight down, man. He going there bullshitting. I'm telling you straight like this, bro. He gonna get knocked out with all that emotional shit. And then he going in there with all of this loaded stuff, dealing with his brother. I mean, yeah, sibling rivalry. Y'all already know how I feel about that. But at the end of the day, bro, he crossing a lot of lines, bro. He's saying a lot of little foul. I don't even know brothers that play like that, champ, without getting it off their chest. I mean, I'm sorry, man. And he going into a fight like this, all puffed up like this, all emotional and like all of this stuff on his mind. Oh, he's trying to fight out of his brother's shadow. You ain't Big Charlo, and his brother got to say, "Oh, he call me man." Look, bro, they need to just find a backyard, bro. Find a backyard, bro. Find an alley, man. Go handle y'all business, man. One good time, Joe, for real. Y'all keep playing. Y'all act like, and they can still be family and brothers afterwards, but they need to get that up off their chest. Go do a sparring match, something. I ain't saying fight professionally. Go do a sparring match. Meet up, something. But y'all two doing way too much online to be brothers, bro. I mean, all that extra shit. I mean, some say, yo, man, it's just to sell tickets. All right, cool. We can sell tickets, but we still gotta be brothers afterwards, bro. And all this shit you talking about my woman. You flashing straps. You talking about this. You talking about you. Bro. But one thing I can say is that Jamal is a genuine little brother. Jamal is actually the little brother. I can already, the way they're interacting. Nah, Jamil the big brother, Joe. Jamal technically the little brother, though. I can already see that. I understand that Jamal is the chill one, but he the little brother. You can see that. They be calling him Big Charlo. He ain't Big Charlo. He little Charlo. I can tell how their relationship is. Like he said, he talk with passion. Yeah, he talk with passion, but he also say some foul stuff, bro. Like he said some real, and he be acting real foul towards his brother, man. I told you I used to go down that road with him when he was beefing with her. And I used to point all of this stuff out about Charlo, call him B-side. I used to call him B-side Charlo because just in case he ever heard it, I know that would just sting him. Just something little like that. You the B-side. Bro, that would just mess Charlo whole world up. You know what I mean? Because he's just so emotional and so easy to just kind of, Tony Harrison mastered that shit in the first fight. Mastered it. You know what I mean? Got all up in his head. Rent free. And I'm telling you, it's going to get him stopped. It's going to get him knocked out or he going to end up losing. He need to calm it down. You need to stay off social media. I thought you was getting ready for a fight. Hard to tell. I mean, I be watching the ringside with the lines. He be putting his work in, but dog, with all of these distractions he got going on, man, he need to calm down, champ. For real. For real. I don't want to see that man lose before he see my man hurt. Yeah, they pulling straps and, man, come on, man. What they do that at, bro? What type of brothers I do that, man? Bro, brothers I know who act like that and talk like that about each other, women, about each other like that, putting each other business out there. It's called see me outside, bro. You gonna have to see me. You have to see me. You gonna have to see me. You gonna have to see me. You gonna have to see me. I don't care. I mean, I don't care what you gonna have to see me, bro. Not talking about my wife and my woman. You got to see me, bro. Nah. You like banana over Charlo? You don't like banana over Charlo. Oh, okay. Nah, man. I mean, I'm gonna break that down. I don't want to get too much away on that. I got the whole game plan written down. I got the whole everything about both fighters already ready to go. So I don't want to give too much about that tonight, but we definitely going to tear that up on Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. But I don't like that emotional stuff that Charlo doing, man. I really don't, bro. It's going to end up getting him. He going to be emotional to the wrong cat, man. He need to just relax, enjoy his money, enjoy his status. He finally getting the attention and the platform that he always wanted. Take it and make the best of it. Enjoy it. I like his attitude. I like his brashness. I like his rawness. Don't get it twisted. I love all that. But when it come to your brother, champ, like, come on, man, pump the brakes. We don't even really want to hear all that, champ. I don't know if y'all do. I don't. You know what I mean? I actually have much more respect for 160 Charlo. Rosario ain't no DoorDash that says exclusive sports. Salute, fam. Salute to you. Yeah, you're right. Rosario's going to be a definitely handful for Jamel Charlo, man. He's going to have to come in there, and things are going to definitely have to be working. I've been watching a lot about Rosario, man, and I'm telling you, this dude can fight. This dude can pack a punch. I mean, he got a lot of good things going for him, but yet he does have a lot of flaws as well, and we're going to get into all that. Anna Horns walked through Charlo. Hey, speaking of Horns, I'm sorry to stop the comment. Yo, the Jeff Horn fight coming on tonight, right? This show is coming on like a funny time here on the East Coast. It's literally coming on like 5 in the morning. Dang, man, I actually want to see that fight, champ. Y'all don't understand. The more that Jeff Horn wins, especially at higher weight classes, the better it looks for Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Man, got to go up against biased judges. Y'all see the video I did earlier? Going against biased judges, bro. This dude is going against Costa Zoo's son, and Costa Zoo's son trained in the gym that's owned by one of the judges. What? He's training in the gym that's owned by one of the judges. Dog, like, what they doing out there in Australia, man? Like, for real, that's why nobody don't go out there and fight, man. I would never send a fight out there in Australia. Remember what happened to Manny Pacquiao, right? Ain't nobody been back out there since. Only Jeff Horn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, Jamel working hard. You can tell by his emotion right now. Ask Lubin about it. Yeah, all right, bro. I mean, look, man, I'm not saying that he's not a hard worker. He's a very talented fighter. He's a damn good champion. I got a lot of respect for Jamel Charlo. But his one flaw, if he does not have no flaw, fam, is his emotional reaction, his needing to respond to everything, his hanging on every word, his always got to prove this to the world and prove that. Yeah, I'm this. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's gonna get him knocked the hell out. I'm telling you, champ. He gonna keep on overcommitting, thinking he this big bulldozer, and he gonna run into one. And I'm just saying, man. Every dog meet their day. I like Charlo, and he exudes. You can feel champion coming out of his pores, bro. I don't take that away from him. But yeah, you need to bottle. The older he get, he need to mature a little more, man. Bottle that up, bro, and let that play out in the ring. I think that'll make him a much better fighter. You know what I mean? I ain't saying nothing that won't make him a better fighter. I think it'll make him a better fighter. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, Adrian. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Jeff Horn, bro, he going up against an uphill battle, man. It's always something going on with Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn been, ever since that loss, bro, to Pacquiao, and he lost his Rafa, man, he been trying to fight his way back in the title contention. I don't even, like, he's at 54 one fight, and he at 60. Man, he all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Damn, bro. But Jeff Horn living good, though, bro. I know Jeff Horn was worth so much money in Australia. Real spill. I don't care what nobody else do. It's what Crawford do. Throw away the pacifier, man. Look, man. And see, Mike, I be saying your comments, too, Mike. You be giving me the bee's knees. You know what I'm saying? Mike. We got to understand something, man. I've made the argument several times for Crawford. I thought I put a lot of good arguments out there that were pretty much irrefutable. It ain't like that we don't want to see Crawford in these fights. We do. It's just that the things have to line up properly. It has to, I mean, look, it ain't really that hard to do. If you look at Fury and Wilder, you see how they're making that happen. It's the same blueprint, bro. It ain't nothing overly complicated. It's the same blueprint. You got two fighters from two networks that's going to command a lot of money. And how do you see that coming together? You see them putting their promoters together, out there talking about the money. You see the networks getting. That's how you make a fight of this magnitude dealing with Crawford. Because you crossing the street. And he is the number one pound for pound fighter. You can't just run out to a camera and just say, give me $10 million. Without a promoter, without talking to your people, nothing. That's why I don't believe Keith. That's exactly why. Because if it was going down, you know what Keith would have said, you know what? Keith would have said, look, man, I'm going to get up with a promoter. He wouldn't have been running around, I'm that free. Only reason he's telling you he a free agent is because that's his bet signal for saying, Bob, you got to pay the whole bill. When these fighters coming out and saying that they're free agents, that's the bet signal to Bob to you paying for everything. You know what I mean? And that's not realistic, bro. I mean, I'm being 100 with you. Would I like to see Bob do it? Sure. Would I love to see Bob say, here's $30 million, make it happen? Man, no, that would be the best thing since sliced bread. But at the end of the day, that ain't how things go, bro. Fights on this level requires that both sides come to the table and talking some numbers. This is a different level, champ. This the pound for pound number one fighter you talking about. Salute to for Ben Media in the super chat. Much love to you, family. Much love to you towards Keith versus Bud fight all day. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all straight like this. Bud's next big fight, we calling it live. I need all y'all here. We calling it live. We gonna sit there and we gonna. That's one fight that I'm definitely gonna call live. Bud's next fight is gonna get called live. Much love. But if he went to the PBC, we would not have this conversation. But he has a contract which a structure that he has to fight on ESPN. That's already been well reported. He has to fight over there on ESPN. Now, if he wants to fight on PBC, here's the deal. Will PBC pay for that 3.5 guarantee and give him his proper pay-per-view back in? Are they willing to basically foot the whole bill? Are they willing to do that? I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if ESPN wants to maybe do that if they have invested so much into Terrence Crawford. I mean, they're giving him a $3.5 million guarantee. So, but if PBC is willing to pay the whole bill, then I'm with you, bro. Go over to PBC, as long as they're willing to pay. But I don't know if they're willing to pay that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good, I mean, in a pandemic, are they willing to pay that level of money? That's a lot of money you're talking about. It's just for them to just find it. We would buy Keith versus Bud at $69.95, and they would sell 300,000 or more 300,000 or more ain't enough. That's not enough. That's not enough. I mean, like I told you before, I mean, 300,000, what, times $70. I ain't got no calculator in front of me. Then you on top of that, you got to talk about undercards. You got to talk about after taxes. You got to talk about this fee, that fee. I mean, it's a lot that comes out of it. And that's not enough to cover it. I don't think that's gonna be enough to cover it, bro. They gonna need a live gate. They gonna need a live gate. Please let Bud cross the street. That'd be cool too. I don't think nobody objected that. I mean, have Bob ever objected to saying that Bud couldn't go to PBC? I do know it's been reported in his contract that he has to exclusively fight on ESPN. So I don't think any of those dudes over there have anything like that. And then, like I said, you look at Tyson Fury's case. They're doing it to a point where Fox and ESPN are both doing pay-per-views in order to make it happen. You know what I mean? Something similar like that can still go down, chat. I mean, that's just it's a good blueprint. It's worked not once but twice. So why can't it work in this situation? I mean, that way. I mean, that way, one side or the other ain't got to be footing the whole bill. You know what I mean? But if they willing to pull out the money, I don't know where they gonna get it, man. If Floyd want to do it, tell Floyd to find $50 million. Tell Floyd to put it up. 21 million more than they get on Brook, bro. 21 million more than they get on Brook. Yeah, see, with Brook, like I told y'all, man, with Brook, he got a promoter. Brook got Eddie Hearn looking for money over there at DAZN, asking for DAZN to help out with the pot. You know what I mean? That makes things a lot more easier. You dig? Like, that's all. And that's one thing about Bob Arum. He's always ever said, none of those guys over there have promoters. It's like whenever they're ready to deal, Al will assign them a promoter and then say, go deal with Bob. You know what I mean? Like that, but just going over there by yourself, unless you got $25-30 million ready to throw on the table, Bob ain't doing that for Bud, man. It ain't gonna do it. We know that's not realistic. Not realistic. Not for pound for pound. Give me 1 second, fam. Hold on. Let me just take something out the oven. 1 second. Hey, y'all know about these biscuits, man. Y'all know about these biscuits. You think on one. Just making some homemade bread, champ. Whipping it up from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Always made homemade bread. Y'all better get hip and know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Hey, yo, Keith turned down Sean Porter rematch. How could people possibly think he was really trying to fight Crawford? He has a fight date already, and we know it's a tune-up. Exactly, bro. It's no way. And on top of that, there's no way that Keith is going to come back after being out of the ring for this long. Somebody's hand is 80% to face Terrence Crawford. I don't see it, bro. I just don't. None of this stuff makes sense to me, man. You know what I mean? I just try to look for the things that make sense. That's all I'm saying. In Keith's case, here's the deal. If Keith don't want to get a promoter, he know he got to lower the cost. And when people say, yo, man, why doesn't, we thought we've already covered this also. Why doesn't Terrence Crawford send a counter offer? Now, I ain't going to spend too much long on this because I thought I just broke this all the way down in the last video. Yo, after Jotacito Lopez, by the admission by Keith Thurman, ESPN tried to get at him. He said he wasn't interested. In another interview, he said that they wanted to get at him before. He told them that he was never interested in Crawford. He was more interested in Danny. He said when Danny came up, given what Danny did at 140, he was more interested in Danny. And verbatim, let me put the quotes up because they be thinking it's me. I was never interested in Terrence Crawford. End quote. This is just Keith's last training camp. Those are facts. Those are facts. So when people say, man, why doesn't they send a counter offer? The question I say is, it sounds to me that Keith told them before that he wasn't interested and then come back out with an astronomical number during a pandemic. That's telling me Keith don't want this fight. And who the hell is Keith to come around and say, yo, bro, give me $10 million? Keith, you ain't got no belt. Keith, your pay-per-view numbers, you made 500,000 with Manny, but most will tell you that was Manny. Keith, we love you, man. I love you. But you got to be, if he'd have came with a $5 to $7 million offer, I'm all the way on board. Then I'm fighting for Keith. And I'm saying that makes sense. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Straight drop says Bud only wants Spence. Reminds me of Andre Ward. Reminds me of Andre Ward. Andre Ward only wanted the big fish before he walked out the door. Still was granted the #1 pound for pound, wasn't he? Very disrespected about his resume. Very disrespected about his drawing power. So Andre Ward tunnel visioned it down and says, you know what? Make screw all of these people, man. All I need is the big fish. I'll still walk out the door with my respect, and I'll still walk out the door with a big bag of money. Maybe Terrence Crawford has actually learned from Andre Ward. Because no matter what Terrence Crawford do, it ain't going to be enough. You know what I'm saying? Brook doesn't have a promoter. Aaron Brook doesn't have a promoter. So he's not promoted by Eddie Hearn, because I just seen Eddie Hearn out here in quotes today for Ben. Aaron said today in The Athletic that Brook is a free agent, and he's talking to Brook's people. So how is Brook a free agent if he's talking to his people? That doesn't make sense. Can't hide behind the promoter excuses. Well, all I know is Eddie Hearn is out here in quotes, and per his words, saying that he is looking to find more money for Brook and Crawford. He's out here saying that the reason that this thing ain't done is because both fighters want too much money, and that they need to find more money to add to the pot. And he feel like it's on him to have to go and ask to find his money and bring it back for Top Rank. And according to Eddie Hearn, they deserve it. He deserves it. So when we hear words like he deserves it, we hoping that means that Eddie's going to find the whatever remaining amount of dollars that's supposed to be in that pot. That's what we hoping. You know what I mean? But that's what happens when you got a promoter. That's what happens when someone is dealing with you. You know what I mean? You ain't just running around making these demands for no reason. And ain't got just in a pandemic. You ain't even asked for $10 million when you had the chance to ask for $10 million. The crazy part is he probably could have got if Keith Thurman, when he was a champion, around the time when they actually paid Amir Khan, you don't think that Keith could have got $10 million around that time as a world champion? You don't think that they would have paid Keith $10 million if he would have requested it, made it known that he was down to sign on Instagram, like he said, for $10 million? You don't think back then when they gave Khan the 7 that they would have gave Keith the 10? Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. It wasn't no pandemic. He was a champion then. He was worth that 10. Now he's lost. Now he's been off the scene since forever, and he lost to a 40-year-old. And it's a pandemic going on, but y'all say he worth 10. We just got finished talking about Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez arguing about 1 and 3 million or something like that. One was getting 1 point something, the other was getting 3 point something. Yet we're sitting here with these two arguing about, well, one should get 10 and the other one should get 12 in a pandemic. It took Vasyl Lomachenko to give up a couple dollars to make the fight happen. Look how that was a realistic type of thing. They like, look, this is what the number's going to make. This is what it's going to do. Okay, cool. This is when we had to do it. We're going to make this happen, though. And guess what? Whoever wins that fight going to come out so much more stronger, bro. It's a gamble. It's a risk. It's a risk. He shouldn't ask for no 10. His people means his managers. That's who Aram said he was talking to. I don't know, man. Like I said, it seemed to me that Eddie is talking on the behalf of Kell Brook, bro. Look it up, bro. Eddie is definitely still to this day, today, is talking on behalf of Kell Brook and saying that he has to go and find some money in order to make this happen. And if he don't find this money, well, you know. I mean, Eddie, man, it's like, I hope he does, but yo, you should have got Kell Brook the goddamn Khan fight. Why didn't he pull Kell Brook the Amir Khan fight? All of these failures is making it's crazy, because a lot of breakdown and failures with Gary Russell Jr., right? Failures, now he's got to go up and try to find a fight at 147. Failures with Kell Brook. Now he's got to go down to a weight class he ain't fought at in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Failures all around the board. Failures. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, I just forgot all about the fact that Keith only got paid $8 million against Manny Pacquiao. $8 million against Manny Pacquiao in a non-pandemic. I just forgot all about that. Oh, that's just you got $8 million for Manny. You want 10 from Bud in a pandemic without a promoter. Yeah, that sounds very realistic, man. That's how fights get made. Yep, you're right. Yeah. That should have been the count. Mike says that should have been the counter offer. It seems to me that Keith is just, I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know if it's clout chasing. I don't know what it is. Now, I'm gonna say this though, because I have been defending Bud tooth and nail, and I cover boxing. Y'all know that, and we got to cover everything as a big picture. And there's some things that are out there that I'm thinking about Bud too. So don't get it twisted. And Bud Nation, y'all gotta understand something. We're gonna get to a point. We're gonna get to a point where pound for pound is going to be questioned. Much as I love Bud, and yes, you know, the thing I'm gonna say is this. Has anybody outdone him? And I mean by the true definition of pound for pound. Has anybody outdone Bud? Now, for all of you cats out there that be like, oh, well, Bud ain't number one. I don't even see him as pound for pound. Miss me. Because convincing y'all is probably impossible. The majority of boxing fans feel as though, can Bud lose it? And y'all can keep it 100 with me. Be honest with me, man. We like Crawford. But could he lose it? Just answer the question. I just would love to know. Could he lose it? Could he lose it? Loma getting $3 million, yeah, but that's down from his 3.2 million, right? So he had to give up a couple dollars. $3 million. They and look how hard that was to get done over $3 million. And neither one of them are. Bud, he's known. Don't get me wrong. They all known to a certain degree. But, bro, I mean, they arguing over $1 and $3 million. Yet we sitting here talking about giving Keith Thurman $10 million in a pandemic. A guy who been fought in years. I mean, ain't gonna say 14 years. Ain't fought. How long he's been out of the ring? This was last year. And the last time people remember him is losing to Manny Pacquiao. Bro, get back on your feet, bro. Go in there and get a good win, and then go ahead and come and stomp for Earl Spence Jr. That's the way to go if you want to go somewhere. Man, the problem is Booger's going to have is that Brook ain't going to raise his profile like Keith will. I don't think Keith is worth 10, but they need to negotiate. You know what, KP from KC? I'm going to reach a middle ground with you there. I'm going to actually agree with you. Even though I still think it's a price out on Keith's part, I can't sit here in good conscience and say, because I want to see Bud get a good fight, bro. I can't sit here in good conscience and say I don't want to see them respond. You know, I mean, I told y'all from the beginning, and the video is still on here. We was in the backyard talking about this. Bud should have been did something like this. He should have been sent these offers and got these guys on. I told you he did very well with Dan. Danny's offer is well known. No one can never say anything about Danny and Bud to me. But Bud should have also took some other initiatives and saying, okay, well, look, bro, this is the number we can throw you. Just got it out there. This the guy control of the narrative. Now he's allowed Keith to do it. I was a little upset about that. I will admit. He allowed Keith to swoop in and just say, hey, yeah, I need $10 million. And if you don't give it to me, you ducking me. People going to run with that. But he didn't do it. So guess what? We're going to talk. I'm telling y'all fans, Thursday, be here, man. We're going to talk. Bud Nation, and we're gonna face some hard realities up in this joint. We're going to face some hard truths. And only main man made, man, because I've been leading the pack in Bud Nation. I'm big enough to do it, and I'm going to do it. We're going to pull it up. We're going to check Bud and Vasily Lomachenko. Lawrence RBE in the super chat. Much love to your family. Thank you, family. Much love. With Dillian White getting KO, do you think that Bud team will play it safer since he is looking at EJ as he can cash out fight? By the way, I got Spence winning all day. Maybe so. Maybe so. You don't want to lose that bag of money on the Spence fight. I've always said this Murray Nation stuff is getting old, family. This Murray Nation stuff has to go. You know, they need to get to it now. Now is the time. Strike while the iron's hot. Of course, they want to wait for crowds to come back to maximize, but maybe I don't think it shook them. That's a heavyweight fight, but I will, and I think Bob is going to play it safe enough where I don't think he's going to lose that fight, bro. I think Bob looks at Texera and say that Bud can beat Texera, and he would like to see Bud go towards Texera. It's a fight he can easily make. It's a fight that he can sell. It's a fight that he can sell towards his pound for pound. Stuff like that can always be in the back of a promoter's mind, man, when you got such a big fight on the line, bro. But I just, I mean, I can't say that Bob won't. I mean, seeing something like that, that's the heavyweight division. But just knowing the notion that the longer we wait, that Bud is getting older, and at any point in fight, at any point in time, something can happen in that ring. You know what I mean? A lot of people are hungry to beat the number one pound for pound champion. So, I mean, I'm sure it's on his mind, but I think Texera is probably his safest play, he thinks. You feel me? I mean, damn, I mean, how long we been doing this now? What, 2 years? What? When was that meeting? I mean, how long we been talking this Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford talk? I mean, for years. Technically, I told y'all we should have been talking about Danny and Crawford. That's the number one fight. But now it's Earl since he's the big fish. But how long we been talking about this? It has to happen, man. They said 2021, fam. I'm gonna always go back to this. Remember, they agreed at once upon a time to 2021. I just want people to remember that. Danny said he made $3 million fighting soccer. Yeah, he might have made the $3 million fighting soccer. I don't deny that. But you didn't make $3 million plus pay-per-view back in revenue. You didn't make that. And on top of that, beating Rock Soccer didn't help you. You didn't beat your rival that's been rivaling you since the amateurs. And on top of that, you didn't beat the pound for pound number one champion. Or you didn't win a world title when you beat Rock Soccer. So yeah, you got your 3. But wouldn't you have rather settle for a much bigger prize over there behind this door? You know what I mean? That's what I would think. That's what I would think. Mike says, look at that weak competition at 140 when Crawford was there compared to 140 right now. When Crawford, that's what Crawford said. That's what they always say. After I beat him, it's, the competition is weak and they're this and they're that and they're this. All right, bro, you call them weak, man. All I know is at 140 when Crawford came, Danny got ghosts. That's all I do know. I mean, it's all of a sudden Danny want to fight at catchweights when Crawford comes up there. That's very funny. You dig? Like he couldn't stay there for 1-2 more fights and maybe took on Bud Crawford, his rival. Soon as Crawford put a toe in the division, Danny heads for 144. Not even 147. He heads for 144. So for you to say that there was nobody in the division, Danny was there. The problem is that the second that the boogeyman showed up, Danny climbed on the first ladder that he saw. And that ladder didn't even take him all the way up to the next weight class. It took him only halfway, which lets me know he could have stayed there for another fight. So why didn't Danny stay there, Mike? Holler at the homie. Let me know. I think the thing is Keith is usually all talk. So it surprised people when he actually did reach out to people, giving him a lot of credit. Exactly. It really surprised me too. I didn't see it. I told you all of these new Keith Thurman fans really shocked me, bro. Good luck defending Keith. And I will be defending Keith again. Keith needs to do this, bro. And I can't tell this enough. You know, this looks actually kind of weak, to be honest. And I don't care what none of y'all say. This shit looking a little weak. I mean, the reason it's looking a little weak, bro, Keith is supposed to be fighting Earl. This is the shit that gets me, Rothschild, dog. Y'all just take y'all out off all the balls. Like, we supposed to be talking about Keith and Earl. A very possible fight. Everybody says Keith avoided Earl. He avoided Earl. Keith doesn't. Earl don't respect Keith. They hate each other. They don't like each other. This is the fight. This is the. Why doesn't Keith fight the big fish? If you want $10 million, Mike, tell me where I'm going wrong here. If you want $10 million, why don't you ask it from the big fish? If you want $10 million, why don't you ask it of the big fish? I'm going to tell y'all something else that y'all may not have gotten from the video, because I know a lot of people don't be paying attention all the time. Keith Thurman said something said something this year. He said that this was supposed to be a $10 million year, pretty much in a nutshell. So what Keith was thinking, if he probably was going to get between, I don't know, 1-2 fights. I mean, after he got paid $10 million from the Manny Pacquiao fight, he got used to that $10 million. He thought he was going to make $10 million this year by his own admission. This is the reason why he thinks he can ask this from Crawford. My deal is, why don't you go to your own side of the street and ask for $10 million? Where there's not, we don't have to worry about where the money's coming from, right? We don't have to worry about if Bob has the money or not. We don't, all Keith has to do is say, Al, I want the winner of Earl and Danny. Next, and make it be known. Keith could have went when he was talking to Ray Flores, when he was talking to whoever, Akinburak, whoever he been talking to, you know what I mean? He couldn't ask for $10 million to face Earl. Couldn't ask for that. That's more realistic, I would think, since PBC is just rolling in the dough. Why would you? You know what I mean? Just see, let's see. If you can't get it from Bud, fine. Then let's see you get it from. I bet you he won't ask them for $10 million. I bet you he won't ask them for $10 million. Funny. He didn't even get $10 million for Manny Pacquiao. So that's why he's not going to ask them for $10 million. You know what I'm saying? Miss me with it. He going to ask them for, you didn't even get $10 million for Pacquiao. So let's see you get $10 million for Earl. Oh, man, he can't get it. Oh, so let's see you can get $10 million for Crawford. He will get $10 million for Crawford, the kid from Omaha, who ain't got it. They telling you we ain't got it. You have to come down. You got it over there, though, right? Call up Floyd. Floyd promoting y'all. He can't put up $10 million against for you in the win of Earl Spence and Danny. I bet you it don't happen. They didn't even put up 10 for you for Pacquiao, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. He's not getting 50-50 against Earl. Hey, Mike, if Bud goes up and beats Texter and gets that 4th championship in the 4th class, I think we talking 50-50, homeboy. We talking 50-50. Can his chin hold up at 54? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say yes. I think he can outbox Patrick Texer. Absolutely. Well, but I don't know what his punch resistance is going to be like at a high weight class. That's just something that we just got to wait and see. I can't predict that. That is something I cannot predict. I will hope it does. I think he can outbox Texer. I do definitely believe he can survive long enough. But I don't know what his punch resistance is going to be like up there, man. That's hard to tell. We only got to wait and see. You know what I mean? We only got to wait and see. My man Kell Brook was up there. We had to wait and see for him. You know what I mean? Still ain't fought the punches I wanted to see him fight, though. Trust me, when Earl beats Danny, Crawford is next because Manny's not going to fight him. Okay, well, guess what? And the crazy part is, I'm not 100 on that. I got Sean Porter running around here fighting eliminators, 2 eliminators at one time. You know what I mean? I got Sean Porter in the #1 position at the WBC, and you already know he's going to win his shot. I just would think that unification definitely trumps mandatories, and a fight of this magnitude between Crawford and Spence trumps everything. So you might be right. I hope you're right. If that happens, cool. If not, Earl can say, well, give Keith $10 million, and I'll fight Keith Thurman, right? I would think something like that can happen. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm with you, though. I'm rolling the dice here on the crap table, and I'm hoping for 2021. You know what I'm saying? 2021. Trust me. Okay, I already read that. Yep. Yeah, all day, Breeze, all day. He outgrew the weight. Who you saying outgrew the weight? Bud outgrew 147? No, not yet. Earl not calling out Crawford next. He is chasing Manny. Mark my words. But Earl has recently came out on his social media and told the world that I just woke up and had an epiphany this morning. I just happened to realize that Manny Pacquiao never wanted to fight me. No shit, Sherlock. You know what I'm saying? That's what we've been telling you since forever. You know what I mean? But I don't think Manny. I think Manny honestly looks towards Mikey Garcia. Will he go towards Earl next? I just don't know. If they talking this Conor McGregor crap, Manny gonna go wherever the highest bag is at. And if Manny is chasing the bag, you don't know where the highest bag is at. It's wherever the highest bag is at. That's where Manny gonna go. The question is, can Bob make it the highest bag? You know what I'm saying? Bob talking about something. He got the money in Qatar. That's crap. Bob, hey man, I was doing videos about that. Bob was gonna get that money from MTK. He was gonna get that money from the Kinahan situation, dog. Come on, stop it. The whole thing with the prince in the Middle East, that's where the money was coming from. When that got all messed up, that's when the money got messed up. Then all of this, it's coming from Qatar. Get out of here, bro. I remember I did the videos. You know what I'm saying? Man, what's your take on Gary Russell and Crawford? I've told you, bro. It's not my first choice of anything. But I'm not mad if it happens. I'm definitely down, and I support Gary Russell Jr. to get it. I want to see Gary Russell Jr. get a bag for all of his troubles, for all of the long days that PBC put him through and didn't get him them fights. They couldn't deliver Leo Santa Cruz. They couldn't deliver Javante Tank Davis. Since they couldn't get their loyal reigning champion, a guy who's been loyal to him since forever, since they couldn't get him the proper fight and recognition he deserves, then of course I support Gary Russell Jr. going up there to get him a bag of money. And same way for Terrence Bud Crawford. You know, if we're gonna play the avoidance game with these two fighters, then let them find themselves. Let them go in there, put the warrior spirit on. It's all warrior spirit, you know. Have a fight, make a big bag of money because we're gonna hype it up. I don't care what nobody say. That fight, Gary Russell Jr. on pay-per-view, Gary Russell and Terrence Crawford, 350, 400, 400, 450. What y'all saying? 350, 400, 400, 450. You know what I mean? Either way, it's still a good number. And at the very least, if these two men are going to be put out there like that, because they avoid it and they're going to be hung out to dry by their own sides, then let them find each other. You know what I mean? Let them find each other. I told people earlier, fam, I think it's disgraceful that Gary Russell Jr. has to go all the way up to 47 and then call up Al, gin up his own controversy just to get his name hot and get it going. I find it disgraceful. They cannot deliver fighters on their side of the street. They can't even deliver it. So, of course I back this, you know. But if I had it my way, I want to see Gary go to 135. I want to see him skip 130, given his age and where he's at in the fight game and given what he wants to do. I want him to go straight to 35, being the WBC champion, put him right there in the midst of Devin Haney, put him right there in the midst of Lomachenko, put him right there by Gervonta Tank Davis, and let them get out of his way. I want to see that. Other than that, Gary needs to understand, because I'm gonna wonder something. I'm like, yo, why ain't he just going to 35? He says he want Devin Haney. Devin Haney is the WBC champion. You are the WBC champion at 26. You vacate, you go up to 35, you in the top 5, bro. Devin Haney is cornered. That's how you make fights happen. That's how you make it happen. And I want to see Gary do that. Gary can technically do that at any given Sunday. It ain't nobody, it just, I understand his thing about maybe not wanting to vacate his belt. That's the only thing. That's a hard decision to make. That's your number 1 tool to $1 million fights. I get it. And it's risky to drop it, to go up there for them to duck you. And then you sitting around with no belt. Everybody sitting around still calling someone, Gary Russell need to fight somebody. When you see Devin Haney just ran up to 140, Tank just ran down in weight. You seen Lomachenko run down. You see all of that happen. But you'll have fans say, well, Gary Russell needs to fight somebody. And I would hate to see that happen to Gary. Him to go up to 35, drop his belt, and they all get out the way. That's the only bad thing. It's rough, bro. Orlando, my brother, what's up, homie? What's going on with you, man? Hope everything good with you, famo. Hope everything good with you, man. What's up with you? Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford is the fight that we all want to see. But Earl has to get past Danny first. We don't know if Earl is 100%. You know, we're going to talk about that fight on Thursday. Like, damn, I don't want to get too much away. Fight friends, I'm trying to dance around too much of it because I got a whole thing ready to go for Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? And, that fight is going to be fire. You know what I'm saying? That fight, Earl is going to have to face Danny's hunger because Danny knows that this can be the last hurrah. I mean, outside of Terrence Crawford, there's nothing left at 47 really for Danny Garcia. Think about it. So the hunger of Danny got to be roaring right now. He's got to be like, no, this. If there's no fight in my whole legacy that means something, this is the one. So I'm expecting the very best Danny Garcia that I have ever seen get in a boxing ring. I'm expecting that dude. We're going to break this down. Will we get that dude? I don't know, man. I think Earl going to put them hands on him. Black Star, what's up, my family? What's up, Black Star Sports TV in the building. Everybody to hear the sound of my voice, you want to hear somebody break down this fight game, champ? Go check out the homie Black Star, man. All day, man. All day. Keep doing what you do, family. Keep doing what you do. PBC been doing Gary Russell like Regan Dial. Exactly. But and the more I hear him talk about Bud, the more disgusted I get about the fact that he got to do this to get a fight. Not so much I'm disgusted at the fight and what Gary talking. Nah, and not at all. I'm more disgusted about the fact that he got to do this just to get a fight. And Leo Santa Cruz right there, champ. When Josh Warrington is right there, champ. Al couldn't even call over to Eddie and say, Eddie, what can we work out before Josh Warrington and Gary Russell Jr.? When Josh Warrington was with Frank Warren, and they didn't work out nothing between Josh Warrington and Gary Russell Jr. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this shit is it's sad if you ask me, champ. It's sad. It's sad. You need that Loma fight, says Black Star, all day. I tell you what, I mean, but Gurry gotta meet that, gotta move his feet on it. You know what I mean? We can't have Gurry sit down at 126 forever saying that he wanna face Loma. What Gurry need to do is make the move up to Loma's weight class. And that's just the only thing that's gonna happen, only way it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like Gurry gotta take some initiative. You're going on social media saying Lomachenko's name ain't gonna do it. You gonna have the corner to do. But even in cases like that, look what happened with Devin Haney. Devin Haney thought he had him. He thought he had him right there. And what happened? That little weasel wiggled up out the corner with a franchise belt. You know what I mean? So I don't know, fam. I don't fam. All right, Alex. I appreciate you sliding through, fam. I'm about to get up out of here soon too. Much love to you, Alex. I appreciate you sliding through, fam. I think Earl will make an adjustment and fight Crawford after fighting Garcia, especially if Manny fights. I think that determines everything. If Manny fights Mikey, I mean, there's nothing at that point stopping the Crawford fight. And I'm going to be banging the drum heavy. I'm going to be calling for my man Monty. I'm going to go find Monty. Monty, what's up, homie? I need Earl and Danny. I need Earl and Terrence after Danny if there's no Manny. We're going to have to talk to Spence Nation then. We're going to definitely have to talk to Spence Nation. Everything Danny does, Earl does even better. Absolutely. I'm expecting Earl to destroy Danny. If this is the old Earl, I am expecting Earl to destroy Danny. And we're going to get into that. I am expecting the destruction of Danny Garcia. That's what I'm expecting. I'm looking forward to it too. Oh, yes, I'm looking forward to it. Why, main man, maybe? Because he ducked Bud. And he running around here. His father won't call Bud nappy heads, all that shit he got to talk, but they don't want to give that man no smoke. You number one in the WBO, but you don't want to give that man no smoke. You robbed Mauricio Herrera. You know what I'm talking about? Word on the curb is you might have robbed Lamont Peterson. So yes, I want Earl Spence Jr. to destroy Danny Garcia. Oh, man, I know you felt that way. You damn right I feel that way. This dude has been at welterweight for how long? He accused Crawford of, I outdid you at 140. Yet when Crawford comes to 140, you leave. Okay, now when Crawford comes up to 47 and now it's been there, you don't even want to entertain him. And you're number one in his sanctioning body. I want Danny ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? All day. You know what I mean? All day. So I'm expecting Earl. If we got Earl, and we're going to be watching to see if we got Earl, ain't we? If we got Earl back, I need Earl to destroy Danny Garcia. Yep. We need Danny. Danny been parading around welterweight, frauding for too long. He's been a fraud at welterweight. But you got a weak championship, bro. You got a weak belt. You lost against the top, but you still stomping around and getting pay-per-view fight. How? And avoiding Crawford. So I need Danny out the way, champ. All Danny doing is, I don't even know what Danny's doing. Beating the C level of welterweight. That's what Danny's doing. So yeah, I need Danny beat. Gary, unfortunately, is no different than many different DC area fighters. Aside from Sugar Ray and Too Sharp, the fold under pressure of life-defining fights, Gary. Well, maybe he is a little. Then again, you might be desperate. But this is what PBC built. This is what happens when you've been loyal. He's been loyal to PBC. This is what happens. This is what they made him into. You know what I mean? Got to get that big fight, man. They couldn't give him time. All of the years he been a champion, they couldn't give him a big pay-per-view. They couldn't find nobody to put on pay-per-view with him. Leo Santa Cruz was the perfect opponent to put on pay-per-view for Gary Russell Jr. And they never delivered it. Even if I wonder if Gary was to beat Tank, and I ain't saying that's gonna happen by any stretch of the imagination, but I wonder if Gary was to beat. If Leo was to beat Tank, would they give Leo Gary then? Would give Gary Leo then? Probably not. Probably would. They'd be like, nah, I gotta put him somewhere else. About to sub the Black Star all day. All right, much love, D-Lo. Much love to you. Yeah, Black Star, a real one, God. A real one. DMV all day. You know what I'm saying? He a real one. For real. Sir, yes, sir. Gary said that he don't want to fight Warrington because Warrington is a bar fighter. But Warrington is a good name. Warrington is a very good name. Got very good wins, world champion. Very, very good name. You know, Warrington got out of the way of Shakur, and he got out of the way of Gary. And see, these are the things that I got to be the one that got to see and call this stuff out. Nobody don't want to see it from that side. Warrington didn't want to fight Shakur, or he didn't want to fight Gary. And we just going to let Warrington skate around that division like he the man, right? Come on, man. Or because he beat Kid Galahad. Come on, bro. Galahad would have got destroyed by Gary Russell Jr. Destroyed. I mean, call it what it is. To be honest, Al may look at Gary as being unmarketable in terms of selling power. Well, if that's the case, then let him go. Then let him go. Then let him go over talk to Eddie Hearn or somebody else, bro. Don't just keep that man on the show fighting mandatory. Not assisting in getting him better names. Gary doesn't command like a world of money, bro. You know what I mean? I understand he's not a big time headlining fighter, but he only need a million, a couple $1 million. You know what I'm saying? He ain't asking to break the bank. Come on, Joe. They could make these fights, man. It's not about him being unmarketable. Gary is his skills do the talking. Man got the fastest hands in boxing. Some of the best fundamentals in the ring. Come on, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. They just dropped the ball with Gary. Yep. Rob Lamont, too, in my opinion, says Breeze. Exactly. So that's what I say about Danny Garcia, man. Danny get way too much credit for 147, bro. Like, you fell short at 147, bro. Like, you really fell short. All the elite fights at 147, you lost. And you about to probably lose this one. That's what I'm saying, bro. So, come on, man. And then here's the catcher, fight fans. Here's the catcher. Because this is what's going to end up happening. I'm going to call this right now. If Danny loses to Earl, and he chooses not to go to 154 like he said, then it's okay for him to go and call out Terrence Crawford. Now it's okay for him to say, I'll come on to ESPN. Watch. We've been playing this game for years, though. We know how this game go. Soon as Danny lose, I got a phone call from Al, and they said, yeah, man, now I'm allowed to go over there and give him and see what's up. Watch me hear talk like that. Watch. Just watch. For Ben Media says Thurman versus Spence is going to stop the Crawford fight. You think Al is going to give Bud the Spence fight over Thurman? But if Bud will go ahead and get Keith out the way, that sets up the Spence fight next. No. Let Keith go and get it. Let Keith go and get Earl. See, I have another argument that Keith deserves Earl Spence Jr., and I've always said that. Let Keith go and get him. Bud will sit back and wait for that. Bro, I'm just there. We just there with it. If Bud knows that they will have nowhere else to go at that point, let Keith go and do it. Let's see Keith ask for $10 million, champ. Let's see it happen. I'm just dying to see it happen. Let's see it happen. I'm good with that. Let Terrence go up to face Texer, right? Let Manny go do whatever you're going to do with Mikey or Conor McGregor or whoever. Let Earl and Danny mix it up, and the winner of Earl and Danny takes on Bud Crawford or Keith Thurman. I'm sorry, and then afterwards, Bud Crawford gets the win of Thurman and Earl. This is the way it's going. By them avoiding him for so long, it's sad that Earl. And I know people may say, "Well, man, why does Earl have to do all the work?" They made these rules, bro. They made it this way. Nobody's asking Earl to do all the work. I've been wanting Danny for Terrence since forever. Earl didn't have to face Danny. Earl could have said, you know what, after Sean Porter, skip Danny. Let Danny go over there and take on Terrence, and him focus somewhere else, and while he getting his healing time together. Earl could have played it like that. And then once Danny and Terrence was wrapped up, then he could have stepped to Earl. Earl could have focused on Thurman. Everybody got to play together, champ. We can't just have. I don't want to see Earl out over there doing it all. But given that they making the rules the way that they're making it, given that Keith Thurman got to ask for his net worth without a promoter, and he's never got paid $10 million, not even against a legend, not in a pandemic. Given that they got to take, you know what I'm saying, positions like that, we ain't gonna get no fights. Longest reigning champion in boxing, but give Leo the Tank fight. Exactly, fam. That's what I'm saying, Breeze. It don't make sense to me no more, man. And I feel Gary's frustration, man. I really truly do, dog. I feel his frustration because he's looking at his own side. He's looking at his own people. He like, damn, man, I'm looking at my own side of the street, champ. And they ain't not even giving me no fights. I might well try to make something happen with Bud. And I don't think, nope. Real. I do not think Gary is bluffing by far. Gary real talk, dog. Gary real talk. Gary real talk. Gary real talk. Yeah, man. So it is what it is, man. Remember, Sean Porter said Earl hits harder than Danny. Yeah, I think Earl's gonna. I don't want to give too much away, man. I don't want to give too much. I just think Earl's gonna put a beating on Danny. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Earl is Keith. Earl is Keith 2.0. I've been saying that forever, fam. I'm with you 100%. Keith 2.0. Do y'all see my eyes? Them shit's getting puffy, bro. Brother getting tired, man. It's been a long day. I'm about to get up out of here. Thumbs up on the way out, man. If you didn't hit it on the way in, this was just an impromptu thing while I was making some bread in the oven out there, man. So just kind of chilling. Thought I'd chop it up with the fam. I got a good show planned for y'all Thursday, man. Come on back for We Talking Boxing. I have not done We Talking Boxing in over 2 months now. Really looking forward to it, man. Really looking forward to it. Sit back behind the mic and doing it like we do. So much love to all of y'all, man. Keep your eyes to the prize. Keep your eyes to the headlines. In the morning, look forward to the results of the Jeff Horn fight, man. See what's going on with that. Let's see if Jeff Horn gets robbed, or see if Costa Zoo's son got any kind of punches and any kind of talent like his daddy do. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be his big step up, man. We're going to talk a lot Thursday. We are going to deal with the question of if Vasyl Lomachenko beats Teofimo Lopez, does this make him number one pound for pound? That is a genuine question. Because at that point, we're going to have to look at some things. Both men are 3 division champions. Supposed undisputed. Both men. We have to start seeing what champions, who beat who. How did they beat these? We're going to keep everything in the definition of pound for pound. And we're going to see if Vasyl Lomachenko beats Teofimo Lopez. Does Bud lose it? We got to ask that question, and we're going to keep it unbiased. I'm going to call that one down the middle. I'm just going to put Vasyl. And the reason I'm using Vasyl Lomachenko is because I believe that he is the closest one to the claim for number 2 pound for pound, in my opinion. I don't think it's Canelo Alvarez, and I don't include heavyweights. For anybody who says, why not Deontay Wilder? I don't include heavyweights. So we're going to break that down Thursday. Y'all come on back, man. I need to know this because the day, if whatever happens with Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez could have big repercussions on the pound for pound discussion. So let's talk about it. Have a good night. I see y'all tomorrow to the next one. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Peace out, man.